wanting to join the tour on Tasman's football. There's a hoop system I haven't been to in Port Harbour, and it's the remarkable cave, said he. It would be fun to see the route. I'd be careful about you if I were you, said Bertie. A places who go for double-decker buses such as yourself. What would I do, fall off? Asked Bulgy. Yes, unlike when you got stuck under a bridge. Even you were upright, said Bertie. Bulgy began to think another way, like stopping away from the car park of the remarkable cave. But he was to regret it. It's my day off, so I might go back myself. I could walk up my passengers. If I do a difficult task. When Bert had gone, Bulgy went driving onto the Maple Coupe on the long journey to find Port Harbour. He went over a flat bridge called the Hooper Bridge till he was on the other side to make the long drive. Well, hey, this is a life. I'll be having a holiday, a drive to Mornington. Then it's a FIFA ride to Sorrel. That's the first part to cross through evil his engine. Indeed he did. He went over another bridge across the highway, and when driving onto the highway, he got off in the first place. That's one in the eye for Bertie, others that can shoot it. But I must focus on what I'm doing. If there's not a lot of cars, he went through the Cambridge Highway and across 2 bridges till he came to Sorrel. Need to stop. I've already filled up at the depot, said Bulgy. Your service cases are too small for me to fit. But he stopped at an empty bus stop in case he could see Bertie. He wasn't in the suburbs, so he continued on. Little did we know was that the route to the remarkable cave was narrow. Who told you that? He came to Dunally seaside, crossing Hooper, a bridge that Hoopers and such, and went straight on. Eventually, after another long drive, he came through Tirana. I will move there. Finally, finally, after a last kilometre, he came to the road to Remarkable Cave. Whew, that was a number of drives to get there, I suppose. Adventures I am. Just then a car drew up. "Good gracious, Bulgy, what are you doing here?" asked Caroline in shock. "I'm visiting Remarkable Cave, Caroline. It's my first day off visiting it. On a day off, as I haven't got passengers on board me," said Bulgy. "And what, pray tell? Can you explain what you're doing?" "Looking at the cave, seeing the waves crash." "I'm the only one that went there, so if you're doing this drive there once, it's not to happen a lot of times, as the routes are narrow." And Caroline drove off. Bulgy didn't hesitate to test himself, driving in the narrow drive. "It won't be easy, but if I have a crash there, I'd get into trouble," he thought. Slowly and carefully, Bulgy started driving onto the road. It was a tough drive getting to the cave, and Caroline was right. The road was indeed narrow. What was worse is he needed a turn to get back. He finally, after the struggles, got to the cave side. He didn't follow Bertha's advice of not parking in it, the car park. He wanted to see what the place was like. "Oh, this is lovely. A nice daring thing I did for this adventure. I can see the waves crashing against the rocks," said Bulgy. His driver, who had a first tough experience of driving his bus in the narrow lane, thought he'd better have a talk to him after he had a look himself. "I reckon we'll take a photo of yourself, Bulgy. But this is only once a day you're doing it. Besides, it's windy, huh? And we shall get off the car park before we fall into the beach," said the driver. "I hope, driver, but a bridge will be put for the second trooper," said Bulgy with a giggle. Once he had his picture taken, Bulgy started to turn back. Coolly, swooping, when turning to face the other way. "Look at the whites. They're salty. It's been a tough journey. I'll be glad to be in further than this one. And more I hope on," Bulgy said as he meted away from the car park. "Oh yes, lad. Or we have to go back the way we came," said the driver. Then there was trouble. A pot was in the room. When Bulgy saw it, he braced himself for the real impact. Oh, that hurts. Then he came back to the beach. But there was a rock in the room as well. Look out! Cried the driver. Bulgy tried to find a way to turn, which he did, but he didn't see a trench on the right-hand side of the room till it was too late. Ah! Bulgy hit the trench, ending up tipped on his side on the beach. Ow! I'll never get hooked. Why did I think to come here? He whooped. The driver survived the crash. He surveyed his tipped bass. A good thing we didn't lose the camera. We don't want the fat controller to think we imagined it, do we? He said. Oh, I'd rather shoot than take a blame, said Bulgy. They couldn't do nothing to solve the problem, so Bulgy began to find a nearby house to find a food. Suddenly, he turned back. Was he seeing things? The Bulgy was being pushed back on his wheels and onto the roof again. What happened? Are we seeing things, driver? Asked Bulgy. But then they saw a coloured trunk of an elephant come catching their eyes. What? Who? Surely not. Yes, it was Elmer, the patchwork elephant. He had saved the day. Thank you very much, mate. You must have seen me when I was leaving, said Bulgy. It's a good thing I have. Boats like this are big. It's big enough for vehicles that are not as tall as you, said Elmer. You'll need a man when you get home. About the streets looking all rickety. I will. I have a lot of talking to do. And he went driving back to the mill, beginning the journey home. Honestly, he thought of the tough drive he had. I'm glad Caroline took me the long drive from me. I don't want to do it again. He got back to Dunalley and back all the way to Sorrel and back, then to Kingston. At last he came home. The fat controller came to see him. I've heard from Caroline that you've been visiting the cave, Bulgy. It's not much I liked her, except about when you tipped over at the beach, he said. My fault, sir. I wanted to go there to look at the bee and take a picture so I can show where I've been. I'm all a wreck, said Bulgy. His driver presented him the proof. My word, That could surprise the engines and vehicles, said the fat controller. But the next time we'll try visiting a place in double-decker buses, cool. Your visit will be in a seaside. Bulgy now visits Urbina as he explores Tasmania. He never had many visits to the seaside, but it was his first time to meet one that is rare. He still passes the to remarkable cave and never goes in it, except if you ever go to the cave, he would plant a sign toward any vehicle. He would use it with guidance from the workman. Sometimes he would advise people to sit and stand at the bottom of him, and one meets at the top. But we like to be together, so he let them sit at the top half of him. And the fat controller he asked to come would like him to see how we would manage. Oh, he did just do it 2 times with tipping. He would stick to visiting Wedge Avenue. One thing he was glad was Bertram didn't see him, so he wouldn't get laughed at his feeling daring drive.